You are now watching BBC News at 9 with me, Mindina Della A. The headline: closing in as the victory, Joe Biden tells America that he is ready to head up to the White House.
The numbers tell us it's clear. Tell us a clear and convincing story. We're going to win this race.
As Joe Biden winning the election, many people have been celebrating in the street, and there have also been a protest from the opposite, and Donald Trump have warned Joe Biden not to claim the presidency. All foreign visitors from Denmark have been banned from entering the UK because of the spread of coronavirus in the country's main farm. Good morning, welcome to the BBC News at 9. Joe Biden has declared that he will win this election, and in the other hand, Donald Trump is warning him not to claim the presidency.
Joe Biden's supporters danced through the day and into the night in the city of Philadelphia. Their candidate's lead in this state is steadily growing, and they can taste the victory. Winning in Pennsylvania would mean Joe Biden becomes the president. With more than 95% of votes counted, he's inching his way there. But with some votes still to come in, it may be some time before a result's declared.
We don't have a final declaration.
On Friday evening, Joe Biden addressed the nation. He stopped short of declaring victory, but his tone and message deliberately presidential.
The numbers tell us it's clear. Tell us a clear and convincing story. We're going to win this race. Just look at what has happened since yesterday. 24 hours, we were behind in Georgia. Now we're ahead, and we're going to win that state. 24 hours ago, we were behind in Pennsylvania, and we are going to win Pennsylvania.
On Twitter, Donald Trump again expressed frustration at seeing his election night leads miraculously disappear. But it was the counting of postal votes that shifted the numbers so dramatically, a process Donald Trump had told his supporters not to trust. As results trickle in from other battleground states, the picture building is not in his favor. In both Nevada and Arizona, Joe Biden's lead is increasing. Georgia's results are so close an automatic recount was triggered, but it's unlikely that would change the result by more than a few hundred votes.
Out of the approximately 5 million votes cast, we'll have a margin of a few thousand. The focus for our office and for the county elections officials for now remains on making sure that every legal vote is counted and recorded accurately.
Donald Trump has filed legal action in several states in an effort to turn his fortunes around. And there's no evidence of the widespread fraud that he alleges. The legal hurdles may create a bumpy path, but Joe Biden increasingly seems to be on firm footing on his road to the White House.
So we have our Washington correspondent, Libby. Libby, we are all waiting for the best result here, so could you please tell us about all of the information that you have got today?
Really is. I mean, even Joe Biden in that address said that we need to be patient and we're not entirely sure when we're going to get a result. He seems pretty sure that it is going to be for him. I mean, everyone is watching Pennsylvania because of those 20 electoral college votes. They do still have some votes to be counted, around 86,000 votes that they have to be counted. There are still votes coming in. Military votes there have a little bit more time. And there's also the issue of what are called provisional ballots. That's where someone has voted, but maybe there's an issue with the vote, maybe something like the ID or signature that needs to be resolved. As I said in my report, Donald Trump has also launched several legal actions in Pennsylvania alone and also around the country. It is difficult to see how he would get to that magic 270 without Pennsylvania or Georgia as well. And Georgia is about to go to a recount, although that's unlikely to substantially change where we stand with things. So it is a bit of a waiting game. I was speaking to people in Detroit just a few, really, I can't even remember where I am, where I've been. It was yesterday. But people saying to me that, look, there's a pandemic on. Why would you be surprised that it would take so long to get the votes in? And I think that's what ordinary people that aren't necessarily as invested as Democrats and Republicans, party people might be, are saying.
Due to the widespread of the coronavirus in the mink farm, foreign visitors from Denmark will be rejected to enter to the UK. This decision has declared by the British government, and this new rule will be practically started from this morning. We have our correspondent Andy Moore in the Heathrow. Please, Andy, tell us what's exactly going on in the UK related to this problem.
Good morning, Charlie. Well, these are some pretty tough restrictions that have been imposed by the UK on Denmark. Some of the toughest restrictions we've seen since the pandemic began. We've got 4 planes arriving from Denmark today, 1 ferry arriving in the UK. The first plane actually arrived about 20 minutes ago here at Heathrow, British Airways plane. And I think you can bet that the passengers on board that plane are getting some special attention from border officials right now. With military precision, the cull of around 17 million mink in Denmark has already begun. It's a sign of how seriously the Danish government is taking the threat from a new strain of coronavirus that's believed to have spread to around 200 humans.
The Danish government regards this as a very concerning development, and we are treating it with the utmost seriousness. We are taking all necessary and appropriate actions, including the culling of all remaining mink in Denmark. We have indications that this unique mutation have a reduced response to antibodies, which can ultimately affect the efficiency of potential vaccines.
The World Health Organization is monitoring the situation very closely, but says it's too early to jump to conclusions. Whatever the risk from the new strain, the British government is very keen to stop it spreading here, so has imposed some very strict regulations at very short notice. No foreign visitors will be allowed in from Denmark with immediate effect. British nationals will be exempt, but they will have to isolate with all other members of their families for 2 weeks. Officials will also contact anyone who's been in Denmark in the last fortnight to make sure they do the same. Now, the concern of the Danish authorities is that this new strain may be resistant to vaccines. That's why they've imposed local travel bans in North Jutland in Denmark, where many of these mink farms are. That concern is shared by the British authorities. I think what they want to do is to stop that strain spreading to the UK, getting here in the first place and spreading within the UK. And I think after that, they will try and decide whether it is dangerous or not.
Yes, Andy, thank you very much for your information. Now we will move to the next topic. The gap between Joe Biden and Donald Trump has widened overnight, and now we will have a video conference with the representative of the both sides, which are Democracy and the Republican. Yes, we now have a video conference with Aaron and Injay. Hello, Aaron and Injay. Aaron is the representative of the Republican overseas, and EJ is the representative of the democracy. Now I will go to the Amber first. Amber, what is your opinion related to this election, as we know that there are a big possibility that Joe Biden would win this election?
Now I see that no matter what the result is, whether it continues in Joe Biden's favor, even if it swings back into Donald Trump's favor, I think it's very likely that the gap is so small that we're going to be seeing recounts in a lot of these states. And then from that point, we're going to have to wait for the recounts. Everybody wants every single legitimate ballot to be counted. And I can see that, after the ballots are counted, we're going to have a very close call in the election. Then there's going to be the recounts. And then there's, these possibility or these accusations and, the actual possibility of fraud. And that's going to be brought potentially before the Supreme Court. And I think both sides should want that to happen, because if there is any kind of fraud happening, both sides should want to, either lay that to rest or let it come to light so that legitimate votes can be counted.
Okay, Aaron, thank you very much. Now we will move to EJ. EJ, what do you think about Joe Biden's speech this morning?
Well, he's reminding us, Joe Biden, that it's a long wait, but in the end, the numbers are telling us a clear and convincing story that we are going to win. I mean, you've been talking about the numbers here, and Biden is in the lead, and that continues throughout. And it's as I look at the numbers, what I'm also finding really encouraging is what they're telling us about the number of people who are turning out. The youth vote is up. I just saw that this morning, fantastically. So these things are really encouraging. It's an enormous fight. I'm quite confident that very shortly we will be getting news that Biden has won quite firmly. The lawsuits are quite baseless that Trump and the Republicans are doing. It's a very desperate kind of stand. I think we see things where, he wants to stop the count in one state and continue the count somewhere else where it suits him. Democracy was really the winner with this election. People were voting. The count has been calm. I'm very hopeful that's going to continue and we'll have a resolution soon. And I think that was the tone we got from Joe Biden last night as well.
Well, thank you very much for the time, EJ and Aaron. And finally, that's the last topic of the day. I'm Mindina Della A. Thank you very much for the time and have a nice day.